Hey everyone, it's Sarah Westbrook here. I was just outside watering the plants and I thought, you know what, why don't I grab my phone and press record and tell you what I'm thinking about. So here I am. Challenges are chapters of your life, not your whole story. Challenges are chapters of my life and not my whole story. This is a quote I live by. It's been really put to the test during this pandemic. Being a speaker for the last 12 years, presenting to live audiences, which I love, overnight, a full calendar of presentations was canceled, equaling zero revenue. When I look at that challenge, I just stare right at that challenge. It is so overwhelming. And then it brings up emotions of scared, nervous, anxious, sad, anger, and the list goes on. It can be easy to almost feel overwhelmed, like you're drowning in those emotions because you're just looking at the challenge. And oftentimes, even when people have emailed me, they feel like the challenge is their story. So I'm gonna ask that you throw that out the window and you gather a new perspective, which is challenges are chapters of your life, not your whole story. As soon as you see a challenge as a chapter of your life, it becomes easier to manage because you're like, oh, okay, this is just a chapter. It's not my whole story. And now there's hope coming into the challenge. Now there's a mindset of, okay, what could happen? What could be possible instead of everything feeling hopeless and impossible? Just by the pure choice of shifting your mindset, you can shift your emotional state. Think of a challenge right now that you're facing. Could be with a spouse, with a family member, with a child. How are you perceiving that challenge? Are you saying, well, this is it, this is my whole life? Or are you taking a breath and saying, okay, this is tricky, this is challenging, annoying, uncomfortable, awkward, but it is a chapter of my life, not my whole story. Even if it's painful. Sometimes circumstances happen that are just tragic. And there's no rhyme or reason. We can't snap our fingers and make the challenge go away. Don't we wish we could? But it's not going to happen that way. But what we can do is take a breath and choose how we act, how we react, who we become, and the choices we choose to make. So choice number one, when a challenge happens, is your perspective of it. Choose to see the challenge as a chapter. That way, it shifts your focus to that this doesn't define you. This pandemic doesn't define me. Not being able to present live doesn't define me. Yes, it's a challenge, but it's a chapter of my life, not my whole story. Where could you use that mindset in your own life? Go for it, use it, shift your mindset. That is something you have control over.